ලංකා බැංකුවේ මහා කළමනාකාරතුමනි, අතිරේක මහා කළමනාකාරතුමනි, ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නියෝජ්‍ය මහා කළමනාකාරතුමන් ඇතුළු ලංකා බැංකුව පවුලේ සියලු සමාජිකයනි, අපගේ ඉතාමත් ගෞරවනීය ව්‍යාපාරික ප්‍රජාව ඇතුළු මේ අලුත් අවුරුදු උත්සවයට පැමිණි සියලු දෙනාගේම අවසර, අපගේ මහා කළමනාකාරතුමා කිව්වා වගේ වර්ෂ 2022 ඉතාමත් අභියෝගාත්මක වසරක් හැටියට අපි මුහුණ දුන්නේ. If you reminisce or if you reflect over the period that we have just completed, it was challenging by all means, and it was one of the most challenging years that this enterprise has faced. Let me get into the specifics. All of you are in business and in the financial industry. We as a banking institution had made projections at the beginning of the year 2022 based on a number that had been given by the central bank, which was LKR 202 to the US dollar. We also had made projections, our financial division, we also run a commercial enterprise here, our financial division, the Deputy General Manager and the CFO had made projections based on single digit interest rates. That was the first day of work that we had this function last year, 2022, and within a period of 3 months, come the 8th of March, we are taken by surprise and we are informed that the rupee is to be floated from that day onwards. And that float, until it was managed somewhere towards the end of May, hit an all-time high of 380, and then it was restricted again at 365. රුපියල් 365 ගානේ රුපියල යලිත් ස්ථාවර මට්ටමක පවත්වන්න මැයි මාසයේ තීන්දුව කරන තෙක් මාර්තු 8 සිට මැයි මාසය දක්වා රුපියල් 380ටත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා රුපියල ගනුදෙනු සිදු වුණා. So in that environment and single digit interest rates going up to, what do we face today? 32, 33? I don't want to talk about it because you will come back and say, no, we can't handle this. Those are the rates that are prevailing in the market today. But these are the situations that this bank faced where all our customers are affected. We do understand. Our customers are affected. And also, if you would understand that our deposits have by December all been repriced. So the cost of funding of Bank of Ceylon, with all the projections that were made prior to these two developments. If you look at the LKR 202, which went up to 380, and also the interest rates that were below 10, which went up to 30, now it's a totally different situation and a different scenario that we have to deal with. This is what Bank of Ceylon faced on our side. Then, add to that, on the 12th of April, when the government of Sri Lanka announced the restricted default, we had other issues arising where our counterparty banks who were dealing with us were getting worried and they wanted their dollars back. So, on the date, if you look at the date of April, if you look at the date of devaluation, at that time, we had an international exposure of $1 billion US. And that billion US dollars, they were breathing down our necks saying, we want this money, out of which a significant component was for the funding of petroleum products. Ladies and gentlemen, මිත්‍රවරුනි, ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී අපෙන් ඒ බලාපොරොත්තු වුණ the US dollar inflow that we managed during this period has actually helped the country in keeping afloat during this most difficult period. Let me tell you the exact number. It was in the north of $1 billion that was repayable. And by the 31st of December 2022, let me proudly say that we have another 24 million which is payable, which will be paid this week. And our entire balance sheet is clean now. That is the present position of Bank of Ceylon. Although it was kept under the carpet, we were not in a very comfortable situation till at least when it initially hit us. But as of now, our position is stable. We also have made up to the 30th of September a 27 billion PBT, which is a significant number. During the course of this year, I had numerous occasions to meet with international delegates who came visiting, or else when we went to visit them. Out of this, the bilateral agencies, they had 4 issues that were supposedly to be addressed by us. Initially, they were worried about the political stability in the country. Come March, April, May, we did have a serious issue about addressing this problem. They also had a serious issue. There were shortages in the country. There were queues all over. And general disturbances that were happening. The shortages were considered a separate issue, and the agitations that were conducted were considered a separate issue. And finally, for any internationally agreeable program, is there a majority in Parliament? These were the issues that we were supposed to address during this period. As of now, there is relative peace, there is relative political stability in the country, there is relative peace in the country. Thirdly, by and large, as our General Manager stated, there are no serious queues in the country. And is there a majority in Parliament for political stability finally? Yes, is the answer to that question also. So, if I look at the positive picture that we take into the year 2023, all the issues that we faced in the year 2022 have now been resolved. And optimistically, I saw the governor yesterday. He had gone on a pilgrimage to Kandy, and he mentioned the fact that the interest rates are not going to be at these levels for too long, and they're going to come down. He was also talking about inflation. How the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has addressed this issue of inflation when it went up to the 90s is by absorbing the excess liquidity in the market. Apart from that factor, the 202 that we paid in January, when the LKR was devalued, රුපියල් 202කට ආනයනය කරපු බාණ්ඩ 360 380ට ආනයනය කරපුවාම සහ ඉන්ධන සඳහා රුපියල් 200ට අඩුවෙන් අපි 180 175යි ගෙව්වේ ගිය අවුරුද්දේ මුල. වසර අවසාන වෙනකොට 500 ලං වෙන්න අපි ගෙවනවා ඉන්ධන සඳහා. මේ කාරණා දෙකම එකතු කරපුවාම, that is, if you consider the fact that month on month the inflation is accounted for from the previous year's figure. So, what was imported in March was imported at 202, but in April that was imported at 360. So come this year, April, we should see this inflation also settling. So these are the positives that we take for the next year. And this is the challenge that Bank of Ceylon faced last year. However, with all these factors that were affecting us, we had internal and external pressures that were building within the institution as well. But all those things have been managed, and we are now resilient. We have, as always, we have been, as a #1 bank in Sri Lanka, we invite, my message is not just for the bank alone, we invite the business community, stay with us and take your next step. We are ready to face the challenges. And to the family of Bank of Ceylon, let me say a very big thank you for handling this after 2 years of Corona, then the previous years, Easter bomb. With all this turmoil in the market, we were in a position to still sustain our business and still retain the #1 position. On that note, on that positive note, let me wish all of you a very happy 2023 and a very successful banking year for the family of Bank of Ceylon. Thank you.